Enjoy! So it's been a really long time. I know, I'm sorry. If you follow me on TikTok, you already know why I've been so MIA. I'm in my 3rd LA apartment. I'll have a whole entire story time coming soon, so don't worry. But if you want to see like an abridged version of it, you guys can follow me on TikTok. I vlogged up until probably like mid-May, but it's like a little traumatizing looking through some of the footage, so I just decided I'm just not gonna post any of that. I have a dentist appointment today because part of my filling came out of my mouth. You see that? Yeah. I was eating chips and literally my tooth fell into my hand. Work has been great. I really like the place. Everyone's really nice. I was able to wager to get more money twice. So now I work a little bit of overtime and I'm now being paid a livable wage. So that's great. Because when I first started, they had me at $55,000 and I was like, I don't think this is enough, but I feel like I could make it work. And then by the 2nd week, I was like, yeah, I need more money. And then the next month I was like, I need a way to make more money. So now I'm doing overtime, so that's great. This really cool brand called AFLORAL, and it's so funny. I actually applied to work with them years ago. I went back in my email because I was trying to find an email talking about the collaboration just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And I had applied to work with them, so I'm so glad that I finally got to. So they have like faux plants, they have dried flowers, which I picked up. Everything I grabbed was pet safe, so I did a little bit of research. My favorite flower is hydrangeas, and they are toxic to basically all pets, so I didn't get those, but they have so many options. They have beautiful vases, like they have everything. So I'll have everything linked down below that I got. They were so generous and sent me way more than I was expecting. So first up, we have some dried flowers. I got 2 of each. These are so pretty. I did a little unboxing on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, so you guys can see them a little bit better, but those were the packs of dried flowers that I got, and then everything else that I picked up was just like faux plants, and then I got 2 vases, which I thought were so cute. They sent me 2 of the hanging plants, so you have the little stem at the end, and then you just like put it in like a little pot or, you know, whatever you want to do, kind of in a ivy-like aesthetic. Then got these really pretty flowers. They look like this. So I had in mind, like when I did this, I was kind of trying to create bouquets and the way I wanted it to be set up in vases. And they sent me a couple of these. So everything is like the fall foliage vibes. I don't know what fall's gonna be like in LA, but it was never like fall in Maryland. So I feel like I won't be missing much if it's not super fall. But the inside of my apartment will be very fall. Now these are really long. And when you're on the website, you just buy them all individually, so they just sent me a couple of each one. For the vases, they had so many. I was having such a hard time choosing. I was like, I feel like there's way too many options. But we went ahead and went with this one because I want to put the flowers in here. I got this big ceramic one. It has this really pretty detailing on it. Like it's beautiful, super tall. So I got this to put the majority of the stems in, just to create like a little corner piece. Right now I'm thinking we'll have the vase over here in like my kitchen, because this is where the separation of the kitchen is, and then have this on my table just for like a nice little pop of color, because I want to bring more green and pink accents into the room. This could also end up in the bathroom, but I'm also thinking about maybe having the vase over by the door, or even here once I finish like unpacking all of my stuff. Let me know what you guys think. So I am starting my day now. It's like 9:15. I only have one big task I need to work on right now. I just need to put in some feedback for some back to school creatives that our creative team made. So if you guys don't know, I got a marketing job and like I said, I work in the Valley, and so I am a marketing coordinator. Basically, I just do project management with a little bit of marketing in terms of coming up with like content ideas for like emails, social media, all types of stuff. But it's been so nice because I'm not like creating stuff. And when I worked at that agency, I was creating stuff for so many brands. Like it was, I don't know if I would do that again. Like it was fun, but I couldn't really also create content for myself, which I'm sure you guys noticed. I kind of like disappeared because it's really hard to make content for tons of brands and then still have the bandwidth to like do it for yourself. So I'm gonna pick out my outfit now because obviously I'm not gonna wear this. I finally have a massive closet again. This is where it's at, my people. Do you guys remember my 2 big closets in Atlanta? That was the one thing. Well, not the one thing that I didn't like about the other 2 places that I lived. But that was one of the interior things that I wish was a little bit different. I think I'm just gonna wear a tank top. I'm such an annoying tank top person. I have 2 of the Loewe tanks with the anagram on it that look literally identical to these plain ones from J. Crew Factory, which I got for like $5 when I worked there. That also look identical to the 2 product tanks. There's something wrong with me. I can find my favorite pair of Shein jeans. They're like the long bootcut ones. And those bring a little cardigan. I know some of you don't have TikTok or are never gonna go on there to see what I'm talking about in terms of the apartments. I will give you just a brief, very, very brief, abridged version of what happened. First apartment, bed bugs. Yikes. Second apartment then had roaches, which I didn't deal with in the first apartment. I actually got lucky because everybody else apparently had them. And then there was this huge event that happened, which that has to be a story time, but literally living there was like, it was like a movie, like a horror movie. So I did the math and we have about an hour until I need to leave. I got my little Pilates fit because I've been doing Pilates. We have this Pilates room because the owners both do like private Pilates sessions. So you know how much those reformer machines are, so I was like, I might as well use it. It's for everybody. So I like to bring change of clothes for that. This is my new backpack that I got. So my boyfriend convinced me to get a Thule. I was looking at Lulu, but when I looked at all the reviews, it wasn't great. Like their little backpacks are good, or just like the basic ones, but the bigger they get and the more pockets they have, like the less functional they actually are. They had some really cool colors, but I liked this one. It's just like an off beige with like green undertones. I'm a backpack girly now. If you didn't know, I was using my big like YSL tote and it's just not very practical. Like it just gets so heavy. So we're about to drop Mr. Bailey off at daycare. We're like 5 seconds away, but I'm really sad because this place is actually closing in 2 days. So this will be his last week going there. Luckily, I've already found a new place and it's much closer. It's not in the Valley, which just doesn't make any sense anymore because I don't live up here. And while I'm primarily using it right now for work days, I just feel like in the future, it just makes more sense to have a place that's like actually near where I live. So the silver lining though is that one of the guys that's gonna be working at this other daycare slash boarding place in the Valley, and he's gonna be doing the overnight shift for boarding. So I think I'm definitely going to use that place for boarding. This new place is on the west side, so it's so much cooler because I actually ended up getting Bailey a cooling vest for here because he was overheating, and they literally have AC. So he was overheating, and I think that that is a trigger for seizures. So he's actually on anti-seizure medicine now. He's had 3 total. 2 were in like the same 24-hour period, and the first one he ever had was actually here. I was about to pick him up from overnight boarding, and he had one here, and they did so well. Like they're just so knowledgeable, and it's very sad that they are going to be closing because I like trusted them with his life. Are you ready for a fun day? Now we are off to the dentist. I'm running a tad bit late because I accidentally left my laptop in my house since I started my day there. Luckily, I was only a couple minutes away, so I just turned around and got it, but it's 11:18 now, and it's at 11:30. This is the most interesting shopping center I have ever seen. This is so cool. Everything's in Spanish. Love that for them. Camera keeps overheating, but I low-key feel like I'm in a different country. LA is funny like that, like certain neighborhoods. I love it though. Van Nuys was like that, and I really, really liked that. It was very different. So it is 1:40 now. I left the place at like 1:30-ish. I am about to arrive at In-N-Out. So I'm actually doing No Spend August, and it has been very difficult. I will say though that like a lot of the stuff that I've been wanting to buy is stuff that I just really don't need. So I really haven't spent much money. It's been expenses, and then one day I did end up eating out because I was like, I just felt horrible, and I was like, I really need food. And then we're getting food today because I was originally gonna do soup. I don't have a microwave because I'm not going to the office. So I thought we would do In-N-Out. It's probably better anyways because I don't wanna have anything that's too hot or too cold. And In-N-Out is so cheap. So that works out too. So I have to go back at 3. So I don't have time to go back to the office. And they're going to do the crown. They said that they're not doing like gold or anything like that. It's just gonna be porcelain. And after insurance, it is, I think she said $445. My insurance is like average. They on it, like my place, when it comes to dental insurance, not great. Most places don't have very great dental insurance. And so I picked the HMO plan. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Could I do fries with spread and grilled onions?
Okay, animal fries?
Yeah. Well, without the cheese.
Oh, you want no cheese fries?
Yeah.
So just regular fry with spread and grilled onions?
Yes,
Okay.
please. And then could I do a double protein style? $9.80. I don't normally do the eat in the car, which means that they give you the box instead of a bag, but I am gonna eat this in the car, and I'm probably gonna finish it, so might as well. We're about to eat good. I'm very excited for my root beer. No, but can I get extra spread, please?
How many like one?
2's fine. Not me saying, let me see if I can find shade while looking at a parking lot just covered with palm trees. Whole family in the next car, but gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so pro tip of the day. You guys heard when I was ordering my fries. If you get fries with the spread and grilled onions and you do not get cheese, aka just animal fries without the cheese, they're $2.30 instead of $4.50, whatever it is. So if you don't like cheese, do it that way. So here's my French fries. Here's my burger. So protein style just means there's no bun. I love In-N-Out, and anyone who says they don't like it or it's overrated is honestly just a hater because it's so good. You have to eat the fries right away though because they don't reheat very well. I'm like, which side of the mouth do I chew on? I hate the dentist, but it does give you a reason to like eat out. Like when my mom would take my brother and I to the dentist, we always got Chick-fil-A or McDonald's after. We get like milkshake, chicken nuggets. Those were the days when I could eat gluten and dairy. Good times. I've just been watching a YouTube video. I didn't tell you guys, but when I was in the dentist, this guy started hitting on me and he introed, which I didn't realize until later, which made more sense, asking if I was a student. And I was like, no. It's probably because I had a backpack with me. He was like, are you in college? And I was like, no. He was like, oh, you look really young. I was like, I'm 26 years old. College was a long time ago. And then he was asking me if I knew how old he was. I mean, he's black don't crack, no idea. I'd say I probably thought he was like 35. He said he was like 30, but he had a beard, and it just like, it's one of those beards like it ages you. Like you look so much older. Anyways, whole thing super awkward. I always like appreciate, you know, the confidence, and I never entertain anything. I have a boyfriend, but you know, like I'm always like really nice to people, but it's just so awkward when people are like hitting on you in places where you cannot escape. Like I'm in the dentist office waiting room, so like I can't leave this conversation. And I was just kind of like looking at my phone and like scrolling, and luckily they called me, because I was just like, this is gonna be so awkward if we have to sit here together for the next like 30 minutes. I don't know why people do that. I think they probably don't think about it in that way because they're not being hit on, they're the one flirting with somebody, but it's so awkward. And I feel like that always happens to me, where it's like I'm always in places where like I can't easily leave. Like when people do it when you're like waiting in line for something. Why would you do this? Why would you do this to both of us? We now have an audience. Like this is just like, it's just so awkward. I hate it. We are headed to Target now. I need to get toilet paper. I want to get either gum or mints because I cannot go back to the dentist like this. My mouth smells like spread and onions. I don't know if I ever talked to you guys about me always parking next to white cars, but I do it every chance I get. Found it. I'm more of a Scott's girl. I don't know if it's because it's cheaper. Actually, it's not even cheaper. Last time I got some from the not dollar store. No, CVS. Their brand did not last very long, so I hate buying toilet paper. I'm just gonna get them. I do not have time to look for mints. For self-checkout, I feel like instead of doing the whole like 10 items or less, it should be timed. It should be like, can you check out in less than 2 minutes?
You wanna come sit while I do my haul?
So we're home.
You had a good day at daycare, didn't you? Yeah. You're gonna miss the homies.
So that dentist appointment really went off the rails, and I like had like a complete breakdown after I left the dentist. Number one, the numbing was starting to fade, and I feel like it hurts more when the numbing is starting to fade than when it's completely gone. Like now it's basically completely gone, and I just took medicine and it hasn't kicked in yet, but it was just like, oh my god, actual agony. So I went in because I had that spot in my tooth that needed to be fixed, filled, whatever. And so they were setting it up to put a crown on it. But then, by the end, she was like, there's just not enough like actual enamel. And so the crown, temporary crown, because you have to like actually make a specific crown, it takes like 2 or 3 weeks. It was just getting too thin because she just had to file my teeth down so much. So like when I close my mouth, this is like way too high versus this side. So she said I'm gonna have to get a root canal. And so that's why I was having a mental breakdown, because I have no idea how much that's gonna cost. I feel like after insurance it's gonna be at least $500. That's just for the root canal. That's not for all the other nonsense that they add up. And so I'm just very anxious, and when I get really anxious I just get like very depressed, and then it just kind of keeps spiraling from there. So I'm not having a good time. I did get in my Telfar bag. So this is the first mini one that I've ever had, and it smells exactly how I thought it would smell. You guys will see what I mean in a second. Pink jelly bag. I literally died when I saw this. So I saw them promoting the clear one, and I was like, oh, I like that, but I don't know. Because I was like, I could use it if I ever go to concerts, which I've never gone to a concert in my life, only festivals. But sporting games, anything where it needs to be clear, because this still is clear. It's just pink, And I was like, ah, no, I decided not to get it. And I'm so glad because I got this pink one. And this is so cool, and it has feet. This is so cute. Good morning, guys. It is 9:06. We're about to drop Mr. Bailey off at daycare and then head into the office. So I do have to leave again at like 3 to do some paperwork. I'm hoping it doesn't take that long. I'm feeling a little bit better. When my anxiety gets so bad, I like show signs of depression basically. I remember finding that out back in college when I was going to therapy pretty consistently against my will. No, I was actually glad that I went, but it was against my will. The therapist like really opened my eyes to something, because I was like, it's not that I like necessarily feel super depressed or anything, I just like feel horrible all the time. And it was actually alcohol that was causing me to have such severe anxiety that it was giving me signs and symptoms of depression. And so that is still very much alive. And I just, things like build up when I get anxious. It just kind of keeps stacking because I always think about the past, and I'm like, oh, well, bad stuff keeps on happening. And while that's not wrong, that also is life. Like, bad things will never really stop happening, unfortunately. Like, shit just happens, you know? But it's a little bit harder to remind yourself that in the moment. So I've been working on that, but I feel a little bit better. I mean, we're gonna get the solution today. We're gonna figure out whether or not Bailey's seatbelt came undone, whether or not, you know, I'm getting this root canal, how much it would cost, how I can pay for that, what plans they have set up, because I just really don't want to like get interest tacked on. And my boyfriend said that I could borrow money from him and essentially like use him as a payment and just pay him back and there's no interest, which is very sweet of him, but I'm trying not to do that if possible. We have arrived at our first destination. Started. So I thought I would do just like a little outfit of the day. I totally forgot I had these jeans, and I like rediscovered them because I finally unpacked my closet, like I was telling you guys. These earrings are from Forever 21. I got these with Lakeisha before I moved. This is one of the Skims bodysuits that I have. This little belt is Forever 21. And then these jeans are by this called Big Rock Canyon. I have no idea their store, but they're like the perfect length. And then I'm wearing my Chanel dad sandals, which I am obsessed with. They're so comfortable. And then my hair's just in a ponytail. We are on our way to the dentist now. So it is 2:37. I really need to clean my car. I also need to bring my car in. Now that things have like finally just settled and calmed down, I feel like I can do it, because once I decided I wanted to move, I didn't want to because I wasn't sure what rental car they were going to give me, but it was definitely going to be a sedan, and I knew I wouldn't be able to pack my car with as much stuff as I did, and so I just held off. All right, appointment time 3 p.m. Cool. So we're gonna head over there now. I actually left food in the fridge a few days ago, and so I just ended up having that for lunch. It was leftover food from when my boyfriend and I went to Hugo's in West Hollywood, which is one of my favorite restaurants in all of LA because everything is gluten-free. So good. And it was just like this hash with eggs and stuff, but there were no eggs left, so it was just hash, and I added some Trader Joe's meatballs to it. My friend Dominica that I work with was saying that if this bill is more than $1,000 to go to Tijuana, because she was like, it'll literally be like under $250. And I'm like, you know what? I might have to take you up on that because I'm
scared.
The sky is falling, aka it is actually raining outside. Ugh. You know, an East Coast girly really lives for moments like these. I'm not gonna lie, I miss the rain sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna complain about it being like absolutely beautiful every single day, but sometimes when I'm sitting inside, I'm like, I just wanna feel like cozy, and you don't feel as cozy when it's like the sun is just shining straight through your window. So number one, she said that because I have an HMO plan, it shouldn't be that expensive. It shouldn't be more than $1,000. If it is for some reason, that's just a really expensive dentist. They're gonna refer me to a specialist, and they're gonna go based off of my address. So it'll be somewhere that's actually in Central or West LA, which will be great, because I was telling her, I was like, I picked you guys because it was just the first dentist that could take me the earliest. So that'll be good. She said I should have that like booked and ready within like 2 weeks, which lines up because my boyfriend is gonna be back from work this weekend. We're gonna celebrate his birthday, and then he's gonna be gone for work again, but then I'll be back the 22nd. So that's like about 2 weeks from now. So he can take me there and everything because there's gonna be anesthesia involved. But she said that I'm gonna have the first appointment, which will just be them like looking at my teeth and everything. And then the second appointment will actually be the root canal if I can, well, yeah, I guess the root canal if I can get one. If I can't, then they tell me what I need to do. We talk about prices, all that. So it'll be between like 2 and 3 appointments. But she said just don't like chew on this side, which I haven't been doing anyways. It's kind of uncomfortable too anyways. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, switch up my diet a little bit so my food's a little bit softer. I'm on my way to get gas. I found a place on Upside that has a really good deal for cashback, so we're gonna do that. You guys can always use my code. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but you'll get 20 cents off every gallon the first time you fill up. And then after that, there's just always deals. So like the one I'm going to, I'm gonna get 13 cents back on every gallon. That's a stop sign, which in LA makes a huge difference. Like 13 cents adds up when gas is almost $5, you know? I don't remember the last time I went to pump gas without Bailey in the car. Like I kind of strategically plan to have him in the car with me when I'm pumping gas, because people just, they will not talk to you if you have a dog, and that is always the goal. Like when I was in Atlanta, I feel like every single time I was at the gas station, I was fighting for my life if I did not have Bailey with me, because people were just like, just had to strike up a conversation. I was like, I am in a position right now, like we just talked about yesterday, where I'm trapped at the gas station. I have to finish pumping my gas, and you're here harassing me and not even paying for my gas. Did it just in time. So before cashback, aka without Upside, I would have paid $57 for 11.5 gallons of gas. Oh, that's crunchy. Sticky. We'll try. Actually raining pretty hard now. It's 5 o'clock, so we still have 2 hours until we have to pick up Bailey, and we are slowly getting closer and closer to Trader Joe's and his daycare. So, and I think there's a Ralph's by the Trader Joe's. We're just gonna go to my old Ralph's first, since we are already here. I have such like an interesting story about the place that I lived. It actually had my angel numbers 444 in it that I've been seeing for such a long time. 444 is a protection number for me. and I'll probably make like a whole like TikTok story time about it because it's not long enough to make it a YouTube video about that number and how interesting that number has been in my life. Because in this sense, I lived in a place that had 444 in the apartment, like title, address, street, whatever, and it was an absolute nightmare, and it was because it was literally trying to stop me from living there. I might sound like a crazy person, but the girls that get it, you know? Eating like a baby is gonna be very expensive. That's...
Enter the number of bags you wish to purchase.
No one ever believes me, but groceries are so much cheaper in LA than anywhere else I've ever lived. So I still only ended up paying like $60. I got so much stuff. I got so much stuff that's like expensive, and I'm shocked that that wasn't like $100. So I just went ham because I know myself. It is no spend August for a reason, and I don't want to buy any food out. My boyfriend can buy me food. Well, actually, technically, we're supposed to be doing it together. But, you know, if he wants to break the rules, that's fine by me. So we got a gluten-free pancake mix, gluten-free oatmeal, gluten-free mashed potatoes. They do have a little bit of dairy in them, but I couldn't find anything that didn't. Alfredo one, and then the regular just cheddar one, both dairy-free and gluten-free. 2 things of the Thai jasmine rice. You guys saw I picked up a bunch of soup. I think just 1 Amy soup because they're really expensive. I'm talking like $5 for a can of soup. And then I picked up, I think 3 of the chicken noodle soups. These are so good. Even if you're not gluten-free, like, highly recommend. I think they're maybe up to $1 more, if even. The homestyle gluten-free chicken noodle soup, some hot dogs. So as you can see, I'm eating like I'm literally a toddler, because if I mess this tooth up, it's gonna cost way more than groceries plus the root canal. We have retrieved the munchkin. I am finishing up some work now, just sending over some assets to one of our vendors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely follow me on TikTok if you guys want to see kind of like the in-betweens and daily stuff, because I have been posting on there a ton, and I'm going to try and make it more of a priority, and also come back on YouTube for some long form too, because your girl loves to talk and TikTok doesn't want to hear you talk for more than 3 minutes. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye!